Dragons, I'm back to start another reading vlog. So today is September 8th, which means we are still in the early months of September, or the early days of September. But I like to finish my reading challenges early, especially if they're specific books that I need to read. A lot of the reading challenges I'm doing this month are very, very much like mood reading aligned, or stuff that isn't necessarily on my TBR. But the one reading challenge that is very, very super specific is always Orilium, hosted by G from Book Rose. So we are 8 days into the month, and I have a pretty long TBR, and I haven't finished it yet. So I am going to kind of go over what I have to read, what I have read, see how long it takes me to be done. This vlog could be done in a week, it could be done in 2 weeks, it could be done at the end of the month. I have no idea. There's one book I will chat about that I'm not going to vlog in this video because it's a sports romance. I'm going to do another vlog for that because I have a couple that I'm reading. But let's review where I am at the 8th of the month. So I had to do my alchemy class, and I read Ashes for You by Catherine Cowles, which was an emotional read. I'll attach a photo here. I would like you to say that she read Shadows of You. She did not read Ashes of You. So the following review is about Shadows of You by Catherine Cowles and not Ashes of You. So just know that. The photo's right. I said the wrong thing. Reread for me, and I read it on the day that I was cleaning up my classroom just because I had read it before. It was a 5-star read, but I think that those are very emotional because they definitely combine romance and romantic suspense, and I love Catherine Cowles, so I reread that book. And the next book I had to read was for Art of Illusion. I had to read a book inspired by an emoji, and I read The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore by Lori Gilmore. I'll attach a photo here because it's over there. I don't feel like getting it, but that was a physical book that I read, and I gave that book 4 stars. So the next book I need to read for Art of Illusion is I need to read a prequel, which is going to be Again the Magic by Lisa Kleypas. I'll attach a photo of that one here. That book yet. I hope to read it soon. It is an audiobook, and I am in the middle of reading another audiobook, so this one will be quick. And then I'll be done with Art of Illusion, which is really exciting. And then for spells, I need to read a 5-star read prediction. So I am going to read, it's going to be my first book of this vlog, is going to be The Grandest Game by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is a companion / sequel. I have not read much of it. I've read like 12 pages, so I'm going to focus on that for the rest of the day. And then I read my lore book. I read Lucy Undying because she had to read a book about vampires, and I did read that one already. And then my last class I need to read is I need to read a book, my fave author's debut, and that's kind of where I'm chatting about reading a book by Catherine Cowles, her first book, because it's it's like a fighting romance, I think, and I don't think that's going to be in this vlog. And then I need to read a book that has the same letter 4 times in the title, and then I need to read a book that tarot cards pick. So we're gonna get there. I'm curious to see how long it takes. So the first book you're gonna see me read in this vlog physically is gonna be The Grandest Game by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Here's the cover. So we're gonna read this, and we're gonna see. Right now I am legit 12 pages in, so I don't have much thoughts, but when I get to like a page, I don't know, maybe like 150, just because this will probably be like a longer vlog, I will probably give you guys like an update maybe when I get up to like 150, because I don't know how long this vlog is going to be, but I also don't want you guys to like take this vlog forever. So probably when I get up to page like 160, I'll give you guys an update, or yeah, I'll give you guys an update when I get to page 160 and just kind of give you guys my thoughts about this book and how I'm feeling. Do I think it's going to be a 5-star reproduction? I don't know, but I've loved a lot of stuff that I've read by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. So yeah, I'll be back when I've read 150 pages of this. Book check-ins, I'm back. So I did wind up making some progress on The Grandest Game. I got into page 108, not as far as I wanted to, but I am really having a fun time with this book. I do like these characters quite a bit, and you do definitely see aspects of the previous characters. Like, you do see everyone from that series just in a more supporting role, and we do have 3 very, very different unique characters, which I think are all connected to that family. And I do like the game being controlled by Avery because I think she's a very interesting point of view character. These chapters are very, very short, so I almost like want to keep reading because like it's a very, very addicting read, and I'm having a really, really fun time with it. And it's very, very quick, and I think that's kind of the point. Like, it's a very, very atmospheric, adventurous story, which I do like, and I like that it's all embedded in this world that Jennifer created. So yeah, I'm going to go back to reading. I'm definitely going to update you guys tomorrow. Today was my longer day at work. I didn't get home. I mean, I got to work earlier, and then today was the day that I didn't have a ton of time off. The first, like, 2 to 3 weeks of work is always a lot of prep planning that I don't like doing at home. But I sometimes have to. So I did a little bit of that today. And then tomorrow I hope to get some more work done in school. I just have a lot of like stuff to do for Google Classroom and kind of get everything prepped. But I have some really fun lessons plans for the kids. So that's exciting. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys an update. I did wind up getting up to page 109 in The Grandest Game. And I'm really enjoying it. I want to keep reading. It's definitely a story that like I think works better when you're not like stopping and putting it down. And normally, like, I would just keep reading and be invested in the story, but because I keep having to put it down for work and commuting and stuff, it's just harder to feel that connected to it at moments, but that's, like, more of a book thing, and I'm sure that if I just sit down and read it, it will be a little better. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on this. I'm going to give you guys an update when I get home from work tomorrow. I hope to be up to page 160 by tomorrow. That is the plan. I will see you guys then. Again, I'm back. Sorry it's been a bit. It just is a rough week sometimes when you start to work, and I was trying to rest and recover my voice. So I got up to page 212 in The Grandest Game by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Now, I will say, I love these books. Like, they're very, very addicting. They're very, very fun. These books make me feel dumb because I'm so bad at escape rooms in my real life. Put it in a story, like, I'm just like, I'm never going to get this. So I feel like I'm a little bit disconnected from the logic puzzles, but I like the characters. I like that it's sort of a different situation story. You follow 3 very different characters, but you still have elements of the characters that we know and love, and I'm having a really, really fun time with it. Again, the game things I'm not really following, but I don't think you're really supposed to because it's just so above my head, but I'm having a really, really fun time with it. So my goal is to read to 250 tonight and then maybe give you guys another update. I definitely vlog more on the weekends, and that's probably going to be the case this weekend as well, but I will see you guys when I have another update. Bye. Hey chickens, it's Friday. I just got home from work, so I am going to give you guys a little bit of an update on The Grandest Game. I wound up getting up to page about 234 in The Grandest Game. I'm really liking this book. I think I'm feeling more connected to the characters at the end, and I think the characters, because there's such as like a new group of characters and like a super interesting dynamic, and you don't really know like the frame of this story because it's not plotted out as well, like not as well, but like the Inheritance Game, the Hawthorne Game, all of those books had a very, very clear endpoint. And this, like, you don't know when this game or this Grandest Game ends. So I feel like plot-wise, I don't know what we're waiting for, but they're in the final stretch, which makes sense. I'm having a really fun time with it. I think I'm still a little bit stupid when it comes to, like, solving the games. Like, that's not what I'm very good at, so I see my dog in the background. But I'm having a super fun time with it, and I'm liking it. I'm probably going to be able to finish this either tonight or tomorrow, depending on how much reading I get done tonight. As you can see, my voice is a bit shot, but that is mostly because I just talk a lot of my job the first 2 weeks of teaching. So, trying to eliminate that going forward and talk less, but it's a process. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys that update. I did wind up getting up to page, like, about 300. We'll say 300. So, I am enjoying that. So I also did start a new audiobook for this challenge, but I will talk about that when I have read a little bit more. It's again The Magic by Lisa Cleopas. I'll attach a photo at some point in this vlog. But yeah, we'll talk about that when I have a chance. But I haven't listened to enough of it to give you like a solid opinion on it. So I will be back when I have probably finished this book, to be very honest with you. I think, yeah, like I'll probably give you an update at the end of this. So talk to you guys then. Bye. Hey book check-ins, I'm back. It is almost time for me to start heading to bed. Sunday is my night that I have to go to bed at like 4. I have to get up at 4:20 because I have to get to work on time. So I'm always a little bit afraid that I'm gonna like oversleep on Sundays, and that's insane because my mom and my dad and my German Shepherd all live with me, so very unlikely, but it's like a chronic fear that I will like oversleep because it is so early, and I like getting up early, but not that early. So I have been reading. I have like 30 minutes left of Loki season 2, which is why I'm reading this a little bit slower. But I did start The Grandest Game by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and I really did not know what to expect. I went into Brothers Hawthorne, which I guess is the final book in that like mini series. This is definitely a spin-off, and I'm curious to see where the book's going. So at the end of The Grandest Game, if you haven't seen that, there's a big plot point that I have to spoil. So if you have any intentions of reading The Grandest Game, just like fast forward a couple seconds. Because the end of that game, they basically reveal that Avery is going to start her own competition inspired by how she kind of got her own millions. And she's going to open into the world, and they're going to give away all these money, and they're heading into the second round of this competition. And you have 8 competitors. You have Lyra, who was wronged basically by the Hawthorns. You have Lyra, you have Gigi, who was one of the boys' half-sisters. You have her twin sister who's in the competition, and then you have Roan, who is his chapter is like he has to go get his millions to buy his like inheritance, I guess you could say, but he has to do it in an unconventional way. So they're all people in this competition, and the person that's kind of running this is all the Hawthorne brothers. So they're kind of creating this game that sort of reminisces the inheritance game when Avery was kind of like first tapped to be this heiress. And I like Gigi as a character because you do know Gigi, you do know Savannah. You haven't seen Avery yet, but you do see kind of the other Hawthorne brothers. I'm intrigued. These chapters, Jennifer Lynn Barnes always writes ridiculously short chapters, so it's a very, very quick read, especially for commuting wise. So I'm having a really fun time, but I don't feel like I know the characters just because we spent so long with Avery and those things, but they're like definitely secondary characters in the story. I'm really intrigued to see where the story goes. I'm gonna try to read a little bit more. We'll see how much. I would love to finish Loki tonight, but we will see if that's actually possible. It's like 20 minutes left. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna update you guys tomorrow when I get home from work. I'm just gonna kind of update you guys once a day, just to kind of give you guys an update, because the goal is to kind of finish all of these prompts in like a week. But if that doesn't happen, I'm gonna end this vlog on Sunday, just because I never know what a week's gonna look like in my life when I commute. Just because I really just have to motivate myself to update you guys every week after work. And sometimes I don't want to, so. But I'm going to try to get better at that. So, I will see you tomorrow when I come home from work. It will be our first full week of work. First week waking up early and all that other stuff. So, we got a easy last week because we had Monday off. Alright, I'm gonna go read a little bit more, watch a little bit more of Loki, and so far I'm enjoying it. I like that the very different point of view characters. It sort of reminds me of when I read The Inheritance Game, and you had to get to know all of these characters like shockingly quick. But I'm having a fun time. We're also getting a companion book called Games Untold, which is like connected to The Inheritance Game, which is like a series of short stories. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. It's a very, very interesting premise because when you were reading The Inheritance Game, you didn't know the morality of the person creating the game, and that was like, well, could these people die? Like, is that the game? But with this game, you do know who's creating the game, so you kind of see how the game is created and the morality of Avery and Jameson and the other side characters. I will say my favorite boy, oh my god, what's his name? He didn't get like a side story. Like, he just was like, he's just funny. But I do like him, so I can get his name for you. Oh my god, Xander. I love Xander. He's my favorite. I really hope he gets a bit of a more of a starring story in this book because I like Xander and he hasn't really got like an ending yet. So hopefully we'll get a little bit more of Xander's story because he's definitely one of my favorite brothers. But I will see you guys for an update tomorrow. Bye. Hi chickens, I'm back. I just finished finishing The Grandest Game by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and I'm gonna give it like 4.5 stars. I think I'll round it up to 5 on Goodreads because I really did enjoy it. I thought this book was really interesting because it definitely was like a more like a second generation series. It also had a lot of setting up, and I think the book was a little bit slower than normal, even though the story was very, very fast paced. I think you had to spend a large part of this book getting to know these characters, and I think We knew a couple of them, but the main point of view characters were very new to us. So we only really knew Gigi from the previous book and another character. So I think this book was definitely a bit slower, but I did like it. So I'm going to give it 4.5 stars. I'm really excited to see where Glorious Rivals is going to go because that's the second book in this series and I'm really excited. I still want more of Xander. Like, he is my OG favorite character. So the next book I'm going to read in this vlog is, again, The Magic for a Prompt to Finish a Class, which I will be listening to once I can do some diamond painting outside. It's actually a really, really nice day, and my mom got some orders for some crafts, and I'm helping her. So once the table is available, I'm going to do that. But I will touch a photo at some point. I think I have touched it earlier, but I'll touch it again. So it's going to be my audiobook. It's really, really cool. It's like a second chance romance, and I'm having a fun time with it. I've read about like an hour of it so far. We're still in the past, like we're still in the prologue of the story, so I'm excited to see where that story goes. So yeah, I will see what I have read, probably like an hour of that, at least when I get to the present, because that's kind of when the story kicks. So I will see you guys then. Dragons, I'm back. So I do not know how far I'm into Again the Magic by Lisa Kleypas, but I have about like an hour and 40 minutes left. I upped it up to 3-point speed, and you know, when that happens, I'm not loving the story. I will say there is a romance in here, the secondary romance, that I am really, really liking. And again, on paper, I think this would be a Laura book because it's a second chance story. You see them in the past, you see them kind of becoming together. And then they kind of flash forward, and yeah, the fast forward part is the part I'm having a really, really big issue with. McKenna and Aileen are the two leads, and there is a secondary romance in the story, which I'm tend to liking a lot more, but I will make this comparison. If you read the book Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, and you really like those dynamics, you like the aggression, like you're mine, all of those things that Colin did in the book, I think you would like Again the Magic. I did not like that. I was much more a season 3 TV show watcher. I love the way that the TV show did that, and I'm really struggling with the way McKenna is treating our main character. I mean, I don't know when this book was written. I would have to like look up when it was first published. I know that there have been edits too to this story. I think I know why there have been edits, but it's just giving me the ick. I don't really like McKenna. I don't. He's a self-made man, and that is something that I'm really struggling with. So I like the secondary romance with the sister, and I'm really intrigued by that dynamic, but I'm not loving McKenna and Aileen. So I don't know. I'm not having, if you watch you're going to go watch my romance, if you're going to watch my sports romance vlog, I'm reading Further to Fall, and I'm having another issue with that hero. So in an ideal world, I would finish both these books today so I can move on. I don't know if that will happen, but I will report back when I'm done with Again the Magic, because that will probably be the next time I talk to you. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Dragons, I didn't want to vlogging this whole week, but I did want to finishing Again the Magic by Lisa Kleypas. I gave that book 4 stars for review. I struggled a lot, actually probably like 3.75 stars. I really struggled with McKenna in that book, and this is just a personal preference. I really don't like hate to more romances, and this one was a hate to more romance disguised as a second chance romance, and I just didn't like it. Like, I really struggled with the main character. There was a secondary romance that I did prefer, so that kind of saved the book for me, but I really, really struggled with McKenna in this story. So we are on the 20th of the month. So after I finished Again the Magic, which was for read a novella, it was read a prequel, so I gave that book 4 stars. Then I had to read a author's debut, which I talked about in another vlog, and then the next book that I read for this was One Girl in All the World, and I'm not going to review this like totally. It is a Buffy the Vampire Slayer retelling. It is the sequel in the Next Generation series. I'm just going to talk about this book in my wrap up, but I did finish it, so I did want to chat about it. I did want to mention it. It is September 20th, and I am still not done with this vlog. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a novella once I'm like able to like sit down and read, and I think I'm just going to read that. It's called Among the Thorns. I think I'm going to add a photo of it here. So the last book in this vlog will be vlog. This I just wanted to mention because I want to do it in my wrap up. But yeah, I will be back for the last book in this vlog. I think that is the plan. So yeah, I'm gonna do one more book. It's gonna be a novella. When I start reading that, I will give you guys an update. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon for that update. Bye. Perfect chickens, I'm definitely in the last book of this vlog, and it is the 21st, so I am making progress on wrapping up these books. So I got up to page 100 in A Rose Among Thorns, and the last book I need to read is a book that matches a tarot card. So how to read a book that had flowers on the cover, and this does. So it's also super short, and honestly I need that. It's a very, very fun. I got this rack from Brie from Four Paws in a Book because it's one of the Spiffbo books, and I'm having a really fun time with it. It's like a cozy mystery, sort of, but more like a magical mystery, I guess you could say. But you follow a main character, and her aunt calls her up one day and says, "Hey, my friend is in the hospital. I have to go visit her. You have to watch the flower shop." When she gets there, things are not as they seem, and her aunt runs like a magical plant emporium, and there's a agent there that's kind of like guiding her through this because her aunt is missing and possibly in trouble. And it's just fun. It's like very, very quick. It's very, very digestible, and I'm having a fun time with it. I read the first 100 pages this morning, and my goal is to read the next 70 pages so I can wrap this vlog up and kind of chat through it. But I'm having a fun time. I haven't read a ton of Spiffbo books, but this one just worked. So yeah, I'm gonna go read the last like 70 pages, and then I'm gonna go start another vlog, like the one for like this weekend, and I don't know what my theme is going to be, so I have to still think about that. But I will be back when I've read 70 more pages of this. Bye. Hello chickens, I'm back. I just want to do a quick update. I did wind up finishing A Rose Among Thorns, and I will attach a photo at some point. I wound up finishing it yesterday. I really did like it. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Definitely is a rather quick read, and I always say this. I struggle with like short story because I feel like the story and the plot of something and the characters are always a bit rushed. But I did like this one. I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. I definitely want to go back and read the other ones. I would love if these were audiobooks because then I could just listen to them and I would get through them a lot faster. That is definitely what I think I'm gonna do with the murder mysteries that I've been reading. They're like the food ones, the Sugar Shack murder mysteries. I really do like those, but they actually do have audiobooks. These are just very, very cute. I would say it's perfect for like fall, witchy. It has a lot to do with like with nature, very Secret Garden-esque. But I did like it. There was a subtle romance as well, and it was just a very, very quick read. So I gave that 4 stars. So I think today's the 21st. I would have to go look at my actual watch. But yeah, it took me, let's see what day was today. It took me until the 21st to read all of my magical readathon books, which is actually pretty good. So pat me on the shoulder. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap up this vlog. You definitely will see my extended thoughts in my first and second half of my wrap up. My first part of my wrap up is going up before this video, so you'll see that first. You'll see this probably in like early October, and I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye. Let me know in the comments if you like this setup or you like when I do just random vlogs, or do you like the themes.